and welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. I am KozMcKev, your host, and this is for the episode starting Friday, the 10th of April, 2020. Okay, Friday, 10th of April, 2020. You all got that? You're all here sitting, and this does, include the weekend and going all the way till the 17th of April. So in a lot of ways, this is a really auspicious week, folks, because the sun is going to be in sidereal Aries on the 14th of April. This is a big deal because this is where the sun's really, really exalted. Not only by seasonal sign, but we're going actual constellation here. Actual constellation's important. If your astrologer doesn't know about actual constellation and sidereal zodiac, I would just go, well, back that thing up. Anyhow, what do we got as far as moon sign today? Well, it looks like we've got a moon in sidereal Libra, which could actually be tropical Scorpio. And what part of the sky is in it? It's got to have a lunar mansion. If it doesn't have a mansion, you don't want to mention it. Let's see. Well, yeah. It is actually in Vishaka. I'm going into Anurata today. So, we'll just talk Anurata talk. Why don't we? Shall we? Anurata is the lotus, okay? And the lotus blooms in mud. Anurata's ruling deity is called Mitra, and he's a god of light. And he's all within the constellation of Scorpio. And so that's where the moon is in the sidereal zodiac. In the western zodiac, tropical zodiac, we say it's in Scorpio as well. But the Anurata nakshatra in the sidereal zodiac is all encompassing in Scorpio. And it makes friends, and it reaches out. And I think, the key this week between now and the 17th is outreach. And in a few days, by the time we get to the 14th, we're going to feel like we've got some backbone. We're going to feel like we know the truth about all levels, about the disease, about corporate takeovers, about 5G, about the spiritual potential and the wonderful potential of the earth healing itself by people not driving and moving around so much. So there's all these factors, We're coming into a beautiful place where love is becoming the new economy. I'm seeing so many loving, wonderful acts, and I value these so much more than the ridiculous ambitions that have been running us around like chickens with our heads cut off, basically. So, without any further ado, let's say moon's going into the tropical zodiac sign of Sagittarius. Let's see what time that happens. It'll happen at 1:35 Pacific Daylight Time. So, all right. So sign by sign, here we go. Welcome to your horoscope. So good to be with you again, and again, and again, and again, and again. So let's just start out with my good friend Aries. Now, let me mention here, this week, Mercury goes into Aries. So, Mercury going into Aries is... it's a pretty big deal. That happens tomorrow. Early. Well, actually, it happens tonight, Pacific Coast time. 9:48 p.m. So first thing Aries I'll say, and everyone else listening, greetings Aries, welcome to your horoscope, is that with Mercury in your first house, you're thinking clearly. And you're wanting to simplify things and let your message be known. What are your needs? What does your existence mean? Your key phrase being I am. One of the stories, a sidereal Vedic story about Mars and Aries, to an extent, but about Mars is Mars was a baby that killed a demon at like 7 days old. So there's some value in this honesty and this bringing in the light because sun's exalted in Aries. And so we're looking at you like that. The weekend looks great for travel, and by Sunday night, though, it would be good to be home and just focus more on career, things like that. Okay. And yeah, your social life is kind of wild. It's kind of good, kind of limiting. Why is that? we'll talk about it with Taurus. Greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, Venus is now in the second house. So that's about voice. That's about extended family. That's about values, money, luxury items, perhaps having a sweet tooth, eating too much sugar, situations involving your neck and throat. Okay? Classic, classic Taurian issues. Uranus in the first house. I mean, things are less than predictable. And I'll say mainly for April Aries, maybe the first couple of days of May, you're getting some Uranian influence. I wouldn't say that anyone else is right now as much as you. And so I mentioned, here we have, Mars and Saturn still loosely together in Aquarius. That's your midheaven. This is where you work. This is career. So there's going to be sudden, stops and goes in your career life right now. It's like, oh gosh, I was ready to open up again. Oh no, I got to stop. Oh, they were saying it was okay. Now it's not again, And so these kind of stops and goes. It's part of the Mars-Saturn conjunction. And when I consider that sidereally, these planets are in Capricorn, with a lot of other planets right now in the sidereal zodiac. The whole big message here is like, slow the F down. Don't let this Aries impulsiveness lead you in the wrong direction right now, because it'll stomp on you. So just take it slow, go the high road, everything's going to be good. All right. Okay. Greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, this is a big dramatic week. There's a lot of shifts going on in the cosmos. And you can feel that now looking at Mercury in Aries. It means like your focus is now more on your social life, on friends, how to communicate with them. And I mean, I'll admit it, a lot of like Skype and Zoom, they can get pretty old after a while. It's like, my God, I'm in the house. It's that stupid screen I'm looking at again. I mean, hey, thanks for looking at me. I appreciate it. But you understand what I'm saying. I understand it's good to just take a walk outside. Do that. I think I walked about 8 miles outside yesterday. It felt great, like one 3-mile walk, one 5-mile walk. It was like, kept me going in a good way. Let's talk about this weekend. This weekend could be kind of romantic for you. The love is in the air. It's springtime. There's flowers. Things are blooming. Things are green. They're lush. They're wonderful. Depending, of course, on where you live. I mean, some places, like if you're in Mexico or the tropics, Jamaica, this is more like the dry season, before the hurricane season, so it could be really hot. But, the focus right now is what are you benefiting? And I could see more money coming into Gemini, like there's an opportunity for you. There's an investment within all of this, and it's going to be helpful to you. Okay. And then we move it on over to Cancer. So, greetings, Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope. So your moon sign. Moon's been all over the place, and really the responsibility of the moon at this point is it's keeping us out of trouble. So what is the moon's purpose? Well, it's part emotions and it's part mental ability. Mental agility and emotions. Moon moves through 27 nakshatras in less than a month. Moon moves through 12 signs of the zodiac in less than a month. Moon is all over the place. And so Moon actually quickly picks up a lot of information. And in some ways, Moon, Cancer rising could be like a sign of ADHD in some ways. It's like, oh, I was just, my impulse, my emotions got me so interested in this that my brain lit up. That's fine. That's one way of looking at it. The other way is, we've been in Kalsarpa Yoga. Kalsarpa Yoga is a Vedic term, how they do astrology. And it means like when all the planets are on one side of the chart. Look at that. They're almost all on one side. And the only thing getting us out of that is the moon. But now that the moon is back in between signs of going to be in a Sagittarius, eventually Capricorn. So like by Monday, we're back in Kalsarpa Yoga. Everything is within 6 signs of each other. That's it creates this incredible imbalance. And so just focusing on the balance. What's bringing us balance right now? And the balance is in the signs that rule spring and summer. We don't have any, I mean, or rather summer and fall. The signs that rule summer and fall. We don't have anything in them. Except for this weekend. We've got the Sagittarius moon still. So, but that's going to change. And so we have to be ready for silly imbalances. And right now it's your public life. And so you just got to do the right thing and look good, I guess. That's hard to say. I don't like that, but that's reality. All right. Greetings, Leo. Welcome to your horoscope. Man, what a mess, right? So, I know. But here's the good news is like, you know, Aries occupies your ninth house. Ninth house is the guru. It's your father. It's higher education. It's foreign languages. It's foreign travel at times, distant travel. I don't expect you to be doing any of that, and if you are, you might be stuck somewhere because you can't get back. I have an Aries friend. I want to say hi to Shelly in over there in Maui this week. She's stuck there for now, and I mean, I can think of worse places to be stuck, to be honest with you. We're stuck together, and it just depends on you, and it's taking care of yourself and respecting other people's boundaries. At the same time, nurturing your game plan, nurturing that inner soul. That is like probably the best thing you can do. It's like a good relationship with someone else is going to bring it. It's going to start with self-love. And right now, you might have conflict in your relationship to some extent. We've got Saturn there. We've got Mars there. I mean, the seventh house kind of softens them up, makes them sort of like a sweetheart. But there has been this kind of planetary war of stop and go, stop and go. And you might be in some kind of relationship where you're feeling that stop and go kind of energy. I don't know. You know, that's one way of looking at it. But generally, if you stay on the higher path, you do something to honor your father or your guru, your teachers, and keep moving forward, you're going to have a good time. This weekend seems lovely for you. And, you know, you just got to keep watching your health. The rest will take care of itself. So we go over into Virgo territory. Greetings, Virgo. Welcome to your horoscope. I mean, 8th house. Dastana house. It's not a picnic. That's where the sun is. That's where Mercury is. And it's about allowing other people to have their power. And it's fine. I don't know what's best. I just know what is. And I guess even when things are disappointing, sometimes I'm learning to find there might be something to like about this. There might be an opportunity. There might be a lesson. Just like, you know, the Chinese word for disaster or something contains in it, you know, like sadness and opportunity or something like that. You know, there's this and there's that. So, you know, there's always opportunities on ground level. You know, although the workers have been hurt and injured, they have a really good view of what's going on up from the bottom up. It's a super important perspective. We don't see that a lot on CNN, Fox, or any of those things. And so keep that in mind, you know, right where you are. And, you know, the best messages often come from the butterflies and the local squirrels, your local raccoons and wildlife, and the grass that's growing, the local mushrooms growing. I mean, all of it. Everything in the bio kingdom screams with love me, be with me, I'm here for you, I'm supporting you, let's do this. So that is my thing. It's like you got to chill. But this week, you know, in the sidereal zodiac, the sun's actually going to go in your ninth house for a lot of you. And so there's going to be this ease. And there's going to be this kind of fortitude that's going to bring you up again. And so you're not going to have to feel as down. You're not going to have to feel as disappointed. Something special, something precious is happening to you this week. Hang in there. You'll start feeling better Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday's going to be a kick-ass day for you. I can feel it already. And that heart vibe's going to come out, Virgo. And it's like, bam, 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 we're doing this. Loving it. So, greetings, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. So, you know, we're kind of coming down from last week's full moon. You know, we had that big old full moon in the Hasta Nakshatra earlier last week. And, you know, we're just kind of, okay. That was a lot, you know. We had that full moon. And so now what we're doing is we're focusing on what constitutes a higher love. You know, what is a love that's based on something really spiritual and honors my father, honors my gurus, my teachers. Like, what kind of man or woman will is honorable for me, and what constitutes a spiritual love, and putting your heart in a higher place. And sometimes it's like an exotic relationship too, like you're in with another culture suddenly, you know. It's like, I mean, she's from Korea, she hardly speaks a bit of English, but for some reason there's just like this animal magnetism between us, we just can't get over it, you know, something like that, you know, that could happen. On the other end of things, you know, keeping it all in the balance, things are going to like intensify a little more as we go through this. And you're not going to be necessarily in control of a lot of your own trip by the end of the week. It's kind of allowing other people to have their power. And I mean, you're a good sharer, so I'm not like super worried about you right now and about any of this stuff. Saturn and Mars being in the 5th house, I mean, there's things that are kind of upsetting in your heart, so it's going to require a lot of effort and a lot of commitment to move this stuff forward. Okay. Greetings, Scorpio, and welcome to your horoscope. You know, so let's get down to this. Okay, so you know, Venus is in the 8th house, so you know, libido's picking up. It's like woohoo, sidereal Taurus, but you know, unless you're born after the like 16th through 22nd of November kind of Scorpio, you're not picking up on the Venus vibe in the 7th. You know, this is Venus in the 8th. So, how do we work this? Well, thing I'd say is one thing you're good at is commitment and focus and going deep. So if you know there's something deeper there that you're going to be able to get, it's like the prize is so much better. Okay, Mars is in the 4th house, and along with Saturn, and part of you's like, God, I got to tackle some home problems. This is like, you know, got to do some domestic stuff, you know. Maybe sell a vehicle, you know, anything, you know, sell a house. That's part of it. And there's also this wanting to be with family a lot, you know, whether it's parents or siblings. Those people really matter to you right now, and so there's kind of this reconnection thing going down. And nobody can control everything, you know. You got to watch your health during this period. I think you're going to get stronger though as towards the end of the week. So that's my basic for you. All right, well, greetings Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, what I see for you, which is, you know, I see is the key phrase for Sagittarius, or I visualize, is, you know, Jupiter in Capricorn, it's giving you some wealth, but it's also kind of holding it back. It's like everything's slowed down. It's like, hey, I need something. It's not there. I'm not digging it. I mean, now Mars moving into your 3rd house, this is actually positive. Even though Saturn's there with it, it's like, okay, Mars in the 3rd is a good position. You know, I mean, Sagittarius, you can kind of go either way. I mean, in Aquarius. But I'll say, you know, because of the sidereal, it's Capricorn, it's a good position. So I'm still going to go with Mars 3rd house. In some ways, there's this sort of exalted energy that, in spite of difficulties, you're going to make it. So just, I'm not saying throw caution to the wind or anything, but I'm saying get ready to do better. Get ready to do better. And the weekend's all about you. So you got the moon in Sag this weekend. It's great. You do better in Aries than probably any other sign in the zodiac, in the, you know, tropical sense. So that's working in your direction. And you really, the next thing for you to do is be a little bit more bold in your intentions of what makes a good love relationship. I think if you know that love is a choice and not necessarily a feeling, there's something that's going to last beyond that feeling. Ooh. Bingo. Capricorn, greetings. Welcome your horoscope. We're about to do things here. Fun things here. Things you want to know about, things you want to hear about. They're all here. And you've been holding the weight of the world on your shoulders, so that is not easy. And I've heard that, just certain issues, I mean, especially if you're like struggling with weight or oral hygiene, just like putting down the sugar, especially in springtime. Springtime has the least amount of sweet fruit, really. I mean, there's some citrus, but it's not really strawberries. It's not really full-on fruit time. It's more like sour lemons. That's going to help you in the health department. Also helping other people. You cannot underestimate giving and how powerful that is right now. Because a lot of people are struggling, and I see so much love rising up right now that that's what I want to focus on. So, Cal Sarpa Yoga back again Monday. Monday, moon will be in your sign, Monday, Tuesday. So that's going to really bring about a real difference. And, there's this imbalance, because that wealth that is summer and fall. Summer and fall are the rich signs, right? Because we're getting food again. And so we want to be able to generate that back into our lives, and you're brainstorming, you're working on it. Okay. Well. Greetings, Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope. How do you want to do this? Okay. I mean, you're familiar with Saturn. And you know that not everybody has it great. So a lot of you practice that not everybody has it great in the form of what I'd call cynicism or being cynical. Maybe sarcasm. And I appreciate that kind of quirky outsider funniness you like to do. And what I find is like the biggest psychological fear of Aquarius is that they're discovered they're normal. They're as normal as can be. And why are they normal? Because Aquarius is a sign of the human being, actually. It's a sign of the man, or the woman. Whether it's woman or man with a jug of water, either one, doesn't really matter. It's kind of androgynous. It's also, some people say it's a sign of queerness in a way. I mean, I don't know, I always think Gemini sort of is because of the two different sides. But, Aquarius works because it's being different and identifying with differences. And so now that you have Mars in the first house, you're a lot more courageous about pursuing your differences. And Mars is progressively, it's like if you're like a January Aquarius, Mars has been really active with you. Okay, Saturn's been really active with you, especially if you're born around the 20th, 21st of February. Saturn is just breathing down your neck and saying, slow down, obey the law, listen to me, show some discipline. Why don't you start meditating and do something about this depression besides drinking and taking drugs, and start exercising, start eating right, start doing good things for other people so you pull your head out of the proverbial poop hole and take it into a place of light and generosity, because you have a lot more potential than you're letting the whole world know right now. And we kind of need you, because you're able to see things from an outsider point of view and freeing up and say, hey, there's a lot of factors why this is going on. And mainstream agenda is seldom accurate and seldom has the interest of the most vulnerable at heart in it, and their interest unless they can get something out of that. Don't you love it when I do that? I love it when I do it. All right. We've got the wind up in the pitch here as we're heading towards Pisces territory. Greetings, Pisces. Don't you know I love you? And, well, what's the deal? We got Neptune in the first house. So we're always thinking to ourselves, is this a mirage or is this an oasis? Jupiter now in the 12th house. I mean, no, in the 11th house. So our social life is expanded, and there's a lot of activity in that 11th house. Pluto's there, and the South Node's been there, and so we're kind of dealing with a lot of karmic transformational things, even in how we deal with money, and how we deal with politics, and how we deal with group meetings in the future. And man, there's all that social distancing. So people aren't getting together in groups, and closeness is so precious. I think this is the one thing that if anything we can learn, I'll say this from a friend that I had just kind of like a physical relationship where we weren't really quite going to do anything sexually, but we, you know, we definitely were like physically just being close and nurturing each other. It was like, it was an incredible experience, really, because of building up the energy that we feel in a loving way, and allowing that feeling as just being humanness to build. You know, and what I see is in this separation, there's this building, there's this passion going on. And so keep in touch with your friends, because once all this blows away, we're all going to have a big party and, you know, love on each other in whatever way feels healthy to each other. And meanwhile, you're kind of introspective, you have a great imagination in mind, and you're going to do beautiful art. And that imagination and that wisdom and that feeling of release, let go. Don't let it haggle you, bog you down. It's like, nobody's taking away my peace of mind, Pisces. You know, it's just like, do that. And this is a time when you can make money. This is a time when you will discover who your real friends are. And I think towards the end of the week, you just kind of have to wind down and chill out, because big changes are ahead. Hey, if you like this video, please share it with a friend. Don't be afraid to subscribe. I'd love it if you do that. And I love your comments. Keep them coming. We're going to have a good time. Next week we're going to do it again. Whole new reality shifting in the cosmos, brewing. Be part of that brew storm. KozMcKev, Planetary Persuader. I will see you next week.